just your audios, people. If you're chilling in bed and watching this before you go to sleep and your mum in the next room is watching just like mine, then make sure you adjust your audios because Liverpool, and let me repeat, Liverpool, my team, my captain, Liverpool FC, go and not only beat, slaughter Tottenham 2-1. Let me just repeat that, by the way. Liverpool 2, Tottenham 1. No questions asked. Am I live? Am I live? Let me just clarify that I'm live because of all that. Yes, I am live, Bobby Firmino. People, shout out to everyone who's just came from Expression Stream, mate. Absolutely scenes over there. But let me just tell you this. Let me talk about that performance, which, by the way, has took us to the top of the league. All round fantastic. All round flawless. Listen, I know that Tottenham got that goal. We'll talk about the game from the first minute. Literally domination, press. Just you know, like when you just smothered them down. It was unreal. And like the fact that we came into this game with a clear pressure and weight on our shoulders. We're coming up against Jose Mourinho, who, by the way, you know, holds the record for the best home winning streak in the Premier League. He would have definitely wanted to stop that today with Harry Kane and the form of human son. All of them players, he would have wanted to stop that, but he couldn't. Why? Because Bobby Firmino shat on his face, but we'll get there in a minute. Anyway, we were dominating for the first half an hour or so, and then we get the first goal, which was, to be fair, a bit jammy from Mo Salah, but I don't give two shiny shites. Sometimes you need your looking football, and Liverpool rode their luck in that first half, but only with the goal itself, not with the performance. The performance, everything else, perfect, boss, sick. And listen, shout out to everyone who came into the stream. I know I'm sweating my tits off. I know I look like an umper lumper who's struggling to get his words right now, but I actually am. I'm actually like, I just think to myself, not only did we have the pressure of being Jose Mourinho and one of the best, if not the best, Tottenham team we've seen in a while, if you'd accumulate all the injuries, and Jose Mourinho tried to play mind games before the game, didn't he? And I knew what he was trying to do, saying, oh, well, at Tottenham, we have got 10 injuries. We have got 10 injuries, you know, two or three players at the under 16, a couple of players at the under 18, a couple of players at the under 23. Like, are you serious? We've actually got about 8 first team injuries, and you still couldn't come to my stadium with my fans. Oh my God, the fans were sensational once again. In fact, Mourinho was having an interview.
To be in the running throughout the season for the title.
Mourinho's devastated, Mourinho's vexed, and that's just what he deserves. That is just what he deserves. He deserves it all in his face because of their mind games. But not only was it a big game because of Mourinho, it was a big game because Tottenham were top of the league by goal difference. We have just drew to Fulham in a game where we couldn't afford to draw that game. Let me repeat that. We couldn't afford to draw against Fulham. Brighton, we couldn't afford to drop points there. Today was massive, and it was only so much bigger because of the previous results, because of the injuries, because of the fact Tottenham are doing fantastic this season in terms of getting the job done and getting over the line, because that's what actually gets you to win title races, what gets you over the line. Now, am I saying that performance today confirms we're going to win the league? No, I think if we win the league, it's going to be a lot more performances than just that. We are in December with many, many games to go. That being said, you can only take confidence from that performance. You can only take confidence. Second half begins 1-0 to Liverpool. Well, actually, no, sorry. I missed out Son's goal, which was kind of a weird one. We were having a really good passage of play. Mane just had an overhead kick. It was going to repeat, it was going to show on replay the overhead kick again. And next thing you know, it just cuts to Son and he scores. And I was just like, wait, what the fuck's happened here? So Mans just came out of nowhere like Randy Orton with an RKO. And you're telling me he scored? Like, are you sure you're not just showing a clip from like a previous game? Because the glitch of the screen was mad. It was that quick. And it was 1-1 out of nowhere. Spurs didn't even deserve really to be 1-1 in the game. We were dominating people. It was weird. And it was like, I just think, how come a West Ham or how come a Sheffield can come to an Anfield and play better offensive football than what Spurs shown today? It was mad because it was like that only attack from Spurs in that first half, which resulted into a goal, to be fair, still just weren't quite up to scratch. It still weren't quite there. And it was just a mad one. Anyway, moving into the second half, and Liverpool, again, just kind of take the control. Spurs, don't get me wrong, in the first 5 minutes or so, still looked really, really good and looked like that they wanted a fight. They looked like they wanted a game. And we'll get on to player ratings and stuff in a minute. People are 100%. And I will be reading your comments, so make sure you get your opinions on the game 100%. In fact, it's just being a bit laggy at the moment. But the second half kicks off. after the first 5 or 10 minutes, I think Liverpool just got back into cruise control, and Tottenham did look better, but we got back into cruise control. And then the 85th minute, people, don't play with me. Don't play with me. Harry Clause is a piece of shit, fam. What? Blood? I don't care. If I'm cringy, I don't care. Bobby Firmino, number 9. My number 9. Let me clarify that one more time. My number 9 leaps up like a leapfrog on a Tuesday with an ambition, with a power. And he gets the connection onto the ball, and it's a great, perfectly executed header. And do you know what, Bobby? If you're not going to score and you're going to make us wait for a goal, sounds. Make us wait for a massive game. By the way, my manager is on the screen. Big up to my manager. I don't know if you can hear him. Either way, it's there and thereabouts. Boom. All round, fantastic. We will get into player ratings, people. I'm interested to see what you've got to say. My man Buns has put fuming. Why are you fuming? Unless you're not a Liverpool fan, then I wouldn't understand why you're fuming. But makes sense. Hey, yo, James, Spurs had a decent game plan, and squad knows what to do to defeat everyone. Listen, mate, you're right. Spurs. Listen, even though I'm laughing at Spurs and whatnot, I have got to now try and be level-headed and give you a proper analysis on the game. Spurs set up perfectly right. If you're playing against Liverpool, that's just what you've got to do. I just think it's eye-scratching watching Spurs. It's like, wow, lad, like they've literally got 10 men behind the ball. But again, like you said, my friend, it's effective. And for 85 minutes of that game, they're in that game. So even though what happens at the end, and that's what's going to be remembered, which is the 2-1 result, Spurs were still in that game for 85 minutes. So Jose Mourinho came to Anfield doing what, realistically, if he didn't set up like that, Liverpool would have had a field day. We would have passed it round Spurs. We would have just completely dominated. Now, I feel like the way Spurs turns up neutralised the true offence of Kane and Son. That's what I feel. That being said, they're still class players with a great partnership. And Reece Williams and Fabinho dealt with them fine. But we will do player ratings. We'll start off with Alisson. Interested to see what you think on Alisson's performance today. I feel like he done everything that he had to do. He gave the ball away once, which was a little tiny bit questionable. But other than that, he was fine, in my opinion. I'm going to give Alisson a solid little 7. Interested to know what you think. In fact, just so I definitely don't forget any of the lineup. I'm going to get it up on my screen now, on my laptop screen, which is to the right of me. Made 2-1 against Spurs. Can you imagine? Can you fucking imagine? Of course I can imagine, but like you can't just ever expect. Am I being harsh giving him a 7? Because I'm seeing 9s, I'm seeing different numbers. 7. I'm going to give him do you know what? In a win against Spurs, it's harsh to give anyone a 7. I'll give him an 8. I'll give Alisson an 8 myself, 100%. People are getting involved. Make sure you're getting involved in the live chat. We will move on to Robertson, though, people. I think Robbo had a great game. Offensively, just looked hungry, looked like he wanted to win every single ball. Defensively, very astute, very composed, what you would expect from an Andrew Robertson. He goes, he puts in a massive performance. His crosses into the box were always dangerous. I'm going to give Robbo an 8.5. Don't know about you, but I just thought he was fantastic today. And I just think we can appreciate Robbo more and more every game, and we can big up Curtis Jones. We will talk about Curtis Jones, the man who makes me look worthless, the man who is my age but still makes me, and me compared to Curtis Jones is like a dog's left bollock. It honestly, mate, just shouldn't be in the same hemisphere. That being said, I'm going to give Robbo an 8.5. Trent Alexander-Arnold, right, disagree with me if you want. Maybe I saw a different performance. Defensively, boss. Offensively, amazing. Trent Alexander-Arnold gets a 10. Maybe that's just post-match confidence, but post-match biasness. Don't give a fuck. Trent Alexander-Arnold was flawless for me today. Maybe I'm reading it wrong. I'm not really sure. Don't get me wrong. The goal was on his side when the goal came up, but we know that he plays offensive and he done that well. But he also made quite a few important interceptions today. He made many important saves, many important blocks. Trent was amazing, just looked so composed, and that is what I want from my right back. And any neutrals sleeping on Trent, that's just a performance that shuts you up. It just does, and no one's wrong, but Trent proves you wrong when he performs like that, and he reminds people that he's the best right back in the world. We're blessed, people. But be blessed to watch this team. Let me just tell you that now. Be blessed to watch this team. People are saying a 9.5. People don't want to give him a 10. Listen, mate, he had to stay back defensively. I don't think he had to stay back for the full game. I still think he went forward. I still think he gave it a go. That being said, I thought Trent had a great game. Could even be my man of the match, but we will go through the team. Reece Williams and Fabinho, we'll do these as a pairing. Reece Williams first. Can you give him anything less than an 8.5? I mean, maybe I'm missing something, but I thought he was sound. I thought he composed himself well. Don't get me wrong. One thing you can notice with Reece Williams is his sense of direction isn't quite there yet. Normal when you're coming up against Kane and Son, don't you think? You're not going to look 100% right. That being said, he still got to the position when he needed to. It just looked like quite a bit of a battle to get there. Do you know what I mean? Other than that, solid. Like I said, like with Trent and Robbo, blocking was sound, intercepting, position, and everything was fine. For Nico, people are saying a 7, 9. I'm going to give Young Reece an 8.5. I think that'll be a fair assessment. And then Fabinho, I'm going to give Fabinho a 9. Leader at the back, massive presence, defensively amazing. Brings so much to that team, whether he's in the defence or in the midfield. Fabinho might just be one of the most underrated signings Liverpool have ever made. One, because he doesn't get talked about quite enough. And two, he was £40 million. £40 million for what could arguably be the best defensive midfielder in the world. Arguably, people can throw in Kante and Casemiro, but arguably, Fabinho is in that conversation. When you put him in that conversation and we got him for 40 million, you've just got to realise, mate, Jurgen Klopp and Edwards just do their thing week in, week out, and Fabinho is a part of that. Midfield, I want to start off on the boy that makes me look like a dog's left bollock, Curtis Jones. I am going to give Curtis Jones a 9. I thought Curtis was amazing today. 2 back-to-back man of the match-esque performances. I'm not saying he was man of the match, but he was there and thereabouts in terms of the top performers today. Going forward, look confident. As always, he always looks confident. He always shines through confidence. But you always do think, how will he do against the Spurs? How will he do against some real competition? You know, Spurs, who have got a great midfield in Højbjerg, in who else played in that midfield? The Celso. One that's really going to test him. How is he going to deal with that? Also having to put in a defensive shift against Son, Moura, Kane. All of it was fine. All of it was fine. He made a tackle on Harry Kane early on in the game, which just kind of set the tempo for Curtis Jones. Even on the ball, his passing, sound, no problems. Dribbling, sound, no problems. But even his sense of direction, even his sense of awareness of where the players are around him, I love Curtis Jones. He might have just came into this team and certified himself a first team spot. I know when Thiago comes back, it's going to be a bit of a headache, but it's with performances like that, week in, week out, and performances like what he put in against Fulham, in which the whole team played bad against Fulham, bar a few players. But Curtis was a good out of a bad bunch at the age that he is. He's amazing, Curtis, and I love everything that he's doing right now. We'll go into Hendo next as well. I want to know what you think about Hendo. Probably one of the more underwhelming performers in the game. I'm not really sure. No subs needed, you nah. I know, yeah. I was thinking because we were going to bring on Naby at the very end, but we didn't end up bringing him on because we were just, it's mad, mate. It's crazy how we've got out of that game with no injuries. Yeah, literally people are even saying in the chat, Keita was about to come on and didn't start celebrating with Klopp. Too funny. Too funny. People are saying a 9 for Henderson, 8.5 for Henderson, 9. No headache, Thiago. Thiago gets above Curtis, don't get it twisted, but I just mean he'll make it more of a headache is what I'm saying. I'm going to give Hendo a 7.5. I thought he was probably one of the worst players out of a really good bunch, but still really, really good. And, you know, if he's not in the team, it's a different story, and he keeps that midfield compact. I say it every time. That midfield loses its head when Henderson isn't there. So, yeah, Henderson was good today, man, but I'll give him a 7.5. Gini Wijnaldum. Did it do Genie? I'm not sure if it's done Genie, but I'm going to give Genie an 8. I thought Genie was just everywhere, like he always is. And the one thing I like about Genie, and the one thing that I like about the approach, and it's a similar one that Coutinho had, even though people have questions over Coutinho, is I like the fact he's still working hard. I like the fact he's still putting in 100%. And Edwards, you better just get that fucking pen, get that fucking contract, because that's a notebook, contract, and just get Genie to sign it, because I'm sure he'd stay. I'm sure he would stay. And we see today just how important he is to the team. He's massive. Genie's another level. Levels to this shit, and Genie's there. Do you know what I'm saying? Unreal. Yeah, I'll happily go with an 8 for Genie. Genie 8.5. People are saying, I'll say an 8. 8 to 8.5. I'm kind of sitting on the fence there. But then the front three, we'll go with Mane first, the one who didn't get a goal today out of the front three. I'm going to say, what do we say for the best player in the world, people? What do we say? 11. People are saying 11 for Genie. Fair enough. Listen, Pete, everyone was brilliant today. You can't dispute anyone's good performance. Right now, come on, man. What do you mean, my mate? What do you mean, brother? You know what I'm saying? Mane, I want to know what you think on Mane. I'm going to go with a 7.5 for Mane. I don't think he was bad, and I still think he had a lot to offer. But again, just probably one of the more underwhelming players out of a great bunch. Not that he played bad, just he still put in a great shift defensively. I never ignored that. He still put in a great shift offensively, but he never put the chances away. Obviously, he hit the bar as well. Maybe if he scores that, it's a 9. So, I don't know. It's kind of one of them. I've gave him a 7, but if he scores, it's a 9. So, I'll give him an 8. We'll settle with an 8. Feel like it's only fair. Salah, again, gets another goal. He does what Mo does. That's what Mo does for fun. He just does it for free. And I love Mo Salah. I'm going to give Mo a 9 because he still caused Tottenham a lot of problems throughout the whole game as well. He never just got the goal. He never just came and left once he got the goal and the ball went over the line to go into the net. He stayed there. And even defensively, how good was Mo defensively today? Was I the only one who realised this? I thought he was fantastic defensively. Mo was fantastic. In my opinion, people are saying an 8.5. 8 for Mo, okay, fair enough. Okay, now people are coming in with the proper ones. Salah 9. Salah 9, 10, fair enough, people. Listen, I can't disagree with this. You're mad. You're mad. Mo Salah was great today. And then Bobby Firmino. Harry Clausen is a piece of shit, man. Do you want me to tell you the only reason why I'm laughing? And I'm doing the expressions, kind of like my interpretation of what he does for Harry Kane. I'm just doing it because the way people write off Bobby Firmino, the way. And not just expressions. There's Liverpool fans. There's other neutrals. But just the way. I done a combined 11 with expressions yesterday. And Bobby never even got a look in. Why? Because of Son and because of Kane. I just thought after that combined 11, how amazing would it be if Bobby came in today, played well, which he did, and just scores. And just tears the fuck out of Son. Tears the fuck out of Kane. And just says, fuck you. Me gusta. And therefore, for me, Bobby Firmino is my man of the match. And also, he gets an 11.5 thousand million, 0.6 trillion. That's what Firmino's rating is today. And that's just a fair enough assessment for me. Don't know about you. Disagree with me if you want. Call me cringy, call me stupid. Say you don't know nothing about football. Say I don't know how you even speak. But Bobby fucking Firmino was world class to another level. Another fucking level. And that is the way I want to end this instant match reaction. Have I missed anything out, people? Let me know in the chat. By the way, before I do go, shout out to anyone who's came over to the channel from Expressions, even though our team beat Spurs today. If you're a Spurs fan, shout out for coming onto the stream. Absolute legend. Liverpool fans, come on, my fellow brothers and sisters. Let's do this. We have got a title to defend. Do you hear me? We've got a title to defend. And boys, live match reaction for real this time, by the way, is out tomorrow. So make sure you're on the channel. That will be out tomorrow morning. But people, I will see you in a bit, my mate. Have a good